Check this out. It's a beetle-mounted camera that can stream the insect's adventures. The team at the University of Washington drew inspiration from the insects to create its low-powered camera system. Its BeetleCam can stream up to 5 frames per second of low-resolution black and white footage to a nearby smartphone. The research was published in the Science Robotics Journal. The entire camera rig weighs just 250 milligrams, which is about a tenth of the weight of a playing card. While the sensor itself is low resolution, capturing just 160 by 120 pixel images, it is mounted on a mechanical arm that can shift from side to side. That allows the camera to look side to side and scan the environment just like a beetle, and capture a higher resolution panoramic image. To conserve battery life, the researchers included an accelerometer in the system so that it only takes photos when the beetle is moving. This way, the camera was able to operate for 6 hours on a full charge. The beetles were not harmed and lived for at least a year after the end of the experiment. The researchers used what they had learned to produce an independent insect-sized camera robot. Rather than wheels, the robot moves by vibrating and can travel about 3 centimeters a second. A senior author of the research acknowledged that the tiny camera robots could introduce new surveillance concerns. As researchers, we strongly believe that it's really important to put things in the public domain so people are aware of the risks and so people can start coming up with solutions to address them, he said. Drone swarms frequently fly outside for a reason. It's difficult for the robotic flyers to navigate in tight spaces without hitting each other. Caltech researchers may have a way for those drones to fly indoors, however. They've developed a machine learning algorithm, Global to Local Safe Autonomy Synthesis, or GLASS, that lets swarms navigate crowded, unmapped environments. The system works by giving each drone a degree of independence that lets it adapt to a changing environment. Instead of relying on existing maps or the routes of other drones in the swarm, GLASS has each machine learning how to navigate a given space on its own, even as it coordinates with others. The decentralized model both helps the drones improvise and makes scaling the swarm easier, as the computing is spread across many robots. An additional tracking controller, Neural Swarm, helps the drones compensate for aerodynamic interactions, such as the downwash from a robot flying overhead. It's already more reliable than a commercial controller that doesn't account for aerodynamics with far smaller tracking errors. This could be useful for drone light shows, of course, but it could also help with more vital operations. Search and rescue drones, for instance, could safely comb areas in packs, while self-driving cars could keep traffic jams and collisions down to a minimum. It may take a while before there are implementations outside of the lab, but don't be surprised if flocks of drones become relatively commonplace. Move over, Canon R9. There's a new lust-worthy camera in town. Recently, Blackmagic Design unveiled the Ursa Mini Pro 12K. The centerpiece of the company's third-generation Ursa Mini Pro is an 80-megapixel 12,200 by 6,400 pixel sensor with 14 stops of dynamic range and a native ISO of 800. Blackmagic says it spent almost 4 years developing the array, which features an equal number of red, green, and blue pixels. At its native 12K, the sensors can capture footage at 60 frames per second. It can also record 8K and 4K footage at 110 or 220 frames per second, respectively. You're also probably wondering why anyone would want to shoot a film at 12K. The idea here is not to so much do that, but to allow filmmakers to capture the smoothest possible footage at resolutions people are consuming their content in currently. Oversampling footage gives filmmakers more flexibility when it comes to time for post-production, and the Ursa Mini Pro 12K can capture 8K and 4K footage without cropping. Besides its impressive sensor, the camera includes features like an interchangeable lens mount and dual UHS-2 SD slots. Another nifty feature is that the camera encodes footage using Blackmagic's own RAW codec, which the company claims will enable you to edit any 12K footage using a laptop. With a $9,995 US price tag, the Ursa Mini Pro 12K is out of the range of most of us mere mortals, but compared to cinema cameras from the likes of Red and Canon, some of which can cost tens of thousands of dollars, it's a reasonable price for what is a very capable camera. Thank you for watching your weekly tech update. If you have a story you think we need to feature on the program, well, shoot me an email, djraymcneil@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Your Weekly Tech Update, and check out the podcast, audio and video versions available on iTunes, Google, Spotify, Audio Burst, and elsewhere on the interwebs. Till next time, I'm Ray McNeil. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. And now, here's your moment of joy.